Episode number 86 of the Monday Morning Worship Leader, the day after.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures give His glory. Praise Him above, praise heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Hey guys, Brother John here with you today on this Monday morning, but I will confess to you that I'm producing this on a Friday mid-morning before this huge weekend that is before today, Monday. And that's really kind of where I'm going to be going today, as today's podcast is dedicated to the day after. Now, if you're like me, though the trend in many churches is to minimize the work on the Christmas holidays, and that's kind of not where Parkway Baptist, where I serve, is geared. We are very much a celebratory Christmas type church. We love all of it. And you know what? Those churches who are kind of backing off of some of that, more power to you. That's certainly a philosophical decision. And, I mean, it really actually kind of reflects the forebears of Baptist thought and philosophy. But, again, our culture here is Christmas is big. So I'll just give you very quickly what I'm going to be doing. Tonight I have a concert. I am the director of the MBU Ringers. It's the Missouri Baptist University Handbell Ensemble, a 5-octave handbell group. So we're in concert tonight. And then tomorrow morning, all morning, is our dress rehearsal for our huge community Christmas concert on Sunday afternoon, 3 and 6 o'clock. And Sunday morning is as usual, plus I get to baptize someone Sunday morning, as this is a person that is heavily involved in our fine arts and worship ministry who has come to a saving knowledge of the Lord. So it's going to be a packed weekend. But then Monday, it's going to be different. And in fact, I mean, we have coming up some small things, and on Christmas Eve we are doing lessons and carols. But actually, honestly, the planning is more heavy than the actual performance of it. But let's talk about the day after. And let me give you a little historical perspective from me. It was my first year of being a minister of music at a small country church, and we were getting ready to do a big Christmas to-do, just like we're doing now. It was going to be big. It was a Christmas cantata, we'll call it that, on the Sunday evening. It was the first one I ever did. I was 20 years old, and I was newly married. I had subscribed to this magazine, which is no longer in publication from Lifeway, which was then the Baptist Sunday School Board, and this magazine was a church musician, and in it just happened to be an article called something to the effect of "The Day After." And it was really cool. It was sitting on our coffee table, and my wife, Kimberly, happened to read this article, which was very helpful for what happened in the next several days. Because in the next several days, let's just put it this way, after a wonderful Sunday evening Christmas cantata, I went into a funk. I was just down. I was depressed. I was grouchy. I was all of the things. And my loving wife said, "Oh, you know what? You should read this article because this is you." And I read it and I went, "Oh, you're right. Most people suffer from this. We build up and we build up and we build up, and then we have the big performance or performances. And then the next day there is this let up. And our brain, our spirit, and everything else just kind of goes into this weird overspin. It doesn't know what to do. And so if you're like me, the day after, even the weeks after, it's good to do something. And so I want to encourage you right now. You're maybe getting ready to go into something big. And so let me encourage you to take a few minutes of your planning and to go through and say, okay, what can I personally do for myself after Sunday? What can I do on Monday? What can I do on Tuesday? What can I do these times so that I can keep my spirits up? I can be fully orbed. I can be a very well-placed Christian. For me, it's very simple. Today, I smoke a turkey. Well, that's right. My granddaughter's birthday is tomorrow, and she was asked, what does she want for her birthday dinner? And she said, I want Pop, which is me, to smoke a turkey. So Nava, that's you. I am smoking you a turkey on Monday. And this is my way, one of my ways of doing something non-musical, something non-church, that I can just throw myself into, burning the charcoal, getting outside, picking up the yard while the smoker is doing its thing. And by the way, smoking turkey, smoking meat, to me personally is a very therapeutic thing. I just love to do it. And so that's how I'm getting into it in the short term. In the long term, we plan to do some traveling. And all of this is actually kind of planned on purpose. It's the idea that we need a break. You need a break as well. And so what I want you to do right now, and I just want to encourage you, my fellow worship leader, is to have something that you can do that doesn't produce money, that doesn't produce music, that doesn't produce something for your church, that you can simply do for the enjoyment of life. And then I think that this will help you in the coming days to really be able to do that thing that is so important to you, and that is to lead worship in such a beautiful and wonderful way. So I hope that you have found this particular podcast to be good words for your soul. Well, I wanted to choose a good word that wasn't musical, and actually I checked, and I haven't talked about this book ever, and I'm very surprised because this book was very pivotal for me, and it's one of those books, let me encourage you to take your time reading. It's called Brothers, We Are Not Professionals by John Piper. This particular book really can set your course as a worship leader, as a pastor, as someone who maybe doesn't have the obvious position of being the senior pastor. This is a fantastic work. I cannot recommend it any more highly than I do. It is amazing. Brothers, We are not professionals. And it is several chapters, several short chapters. And what I would encourage you to do, if you read this book, is to read it like almost as a devotional, though it's not written that way. But maybe take one chapter a day, mull over it. Maybe take one chapter over a couple of days. Mull that chapter over. And you'll see what I mean when you dive into it and then go into the next chapter. I was... the first time I read it about 3 or 4 times. First time I read it, I was kind of stuck in, where was it? I was stuck in Wyoming, northern Wyoming, in a snowstorm, believe it or not. And I was holed up in a nice cabin, don't get me wrong. It was actually really nice, but I was by myself. And I had this book, and I was going to read this book while I was there, and I thought, well, this is a perfect time. Could not put it down. After I read the whole book, then I kind of said, okay, I'm going to take this book again, short chunks, because it really reads well that way. It's Brothers, We Are Not Professionals by John Piper. If you are looking for a good Christmas book for someone to give you, that's the one right there. And that's it for the podcast. I'm so honored that you would listen to me week after week, and the podcast keeps growing. We're having more and more international listeners. We're about 38 states in the United States that download this podcast, and I'm so thankful for you. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, do remember, we are not rock stars. We are servants. God bless you. Future casting for Sunday. Let's talk about it.
Next time on the podcast.